Hello, welcome back to another video, and happy October. It's a very moody day here. I'm going to show you. Hopefully you can see that. Very moody. So why do I care that it's moody and then it's October? And why am I wearing red lipstick? Well, you're about to find out. So I just finished this anime, and it's called the Case Study of Vanitas. Vanitas, very Latin. And it was so good. It was crazy. And the thing is, sorry, if you're wondering, I keep my phone with me because I take notes. So I have my notes. But anyways, I was just impressed with this anime a lot, which is funny because let's go back a bit. So about a month ago, I saw that Studio Bones is animating this anime called Case Study of Vanitas, and the anime that got me back into anime, because I really hadn't watched it since high school, and I was Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, and it was amazing, and I binged that like a crazy person in a month. And so I was like, wow, I need to check out, this anime. I'm sure it's really good, the animation style. And Full Metal Alchemist could be very disturbing, but also very you got the emotion thing down, like I like in shows. And so I was like, okay, gotta check this out. I tried watching it, and I watched the first 2 episodes, and don't worry, I won't give, when I start doing spoilers, I'll let you know, so you can leave the video if you haven't seen it yet. But I saw the first 2 episodes, and all I'll say is that it just wasn't hooking me. I was kind of like, oh, I don't know, this seems kind of meh. But once I got to episode 3 and I kept going, I was like, wow, this is actually really good. I got pretty hooked on it with the character development. I think it's episode 6. That is a good episode. And, just really, really liked it. So what can I tell you about this anime if you haven't seen it yet? Well, interestingly, I also just watched Castle in the Sky, which is a really old 1986 to be exact, Studio Ghibli movie, and it has kind of like this steampunk vibe to it a bit, and there's like a floating things, floating pirates, floating machinery, whatever. Something I've heard that I find interesting is people are saying it's only watch it for the male characters or whatever they're saying, or it's like a really girly show. And honestly, I know I'm a girl, but back in the day I read Twilight. I was a Twilight person. In fact, I have the book back there. I liked all that vampire stuff. Never saw True Blood, but I feel like that was all kind of a thing. And here's what I'll say. There are a few elements similar to Twilight. I will agree with that. There's a little bit of romance, but this is way different because you have, I also will say Twilight should get a little more credit than it gets because it wasn't amazing, but there was a lot of there was a lot of world building. She explained how the vampires in Twilight became how they were, kind of a thing. So it wasn't like it was just, Edward and Bella make out and that's the whole story. So I will give Twilight a very slight defense there. But I will also say that while this does have some things that you could say are similar to Twilight, I think it's really its own thing. And I think it's doing this story injustice. And I also think there's nothing wrong with the show being girly, but I wouldn't call this a girly show. I really wouldn't. And I wouldn't call this show a romance. Does it have romance? Yes. Does it have elements that girls will like? Well, I'm a girl, so I'm going to say yes. At least for me, not to say all girls. Because I don't know. Sure, it has all of those things, but it has a lot more too, and I think you can't just say it's one thing. And By the way, I haven't read the manga, so this is just based off the 12 episodes. Whew, okay, rant over. Let's see. I have a little more to tell you before I get to the spoilery parts. The character design, well, interesting segue, but there we go. The character design is good, I thought. I thought all the characters looked great, you know. And I think the world design is great. Back to the animation, it's just a great looking anime. Oh, the music. Even if you don't end up watching this, go listen to the music. It's so good. But okay, let's give you a little bit more so you can decide if you actually really want to watch this or not. Okay. Do you like not knowing everything about a character and then finding more out, like piecemeal? You know, like the character's a mystery. That's question one. Do you like the fantasy genre? Supernatural elements, vampires. Question two. What else can I say? Do you like there to be sort of a big bad that's a little more obscure? If you like those things, you like some mystery, you like some supernatural, you're in a Halloween mood, you don't mind vampires, I think you'll like this. And if you like romance, I think you'll like this too. Tons of romance. But there is some for those people who are looking for that. So I think it really just has a great mix of everything. Okay, so this kind of reminded me of Seraph of the End. A lot, actually, in a way. So if you've seen Seraph of the End, which I didn't see till this year, it's a 2014 anime. It also has vampires, but it's more military-esque. And there's a big war between vampires and humans and all this. I won't give spoilers for Seraph of the End in case you haven't seen it, but what I will say is there is a close dynamic between two brothers, and that reminds me a bit of Vanitas and Noe. And the sort of the situation is similar in terms of you're fighting a greater evil. You don't necessarily know the source of the greater evil per se, but you have theories. Big character cast again, because I always like that, though not as big as some of the other shows I'll recommend on this channel, or as big as Seraph of the End has a bigger character cast, I would say, so far than Vanitas, but that could change. It's still, there's a lot of people in this Vanitas show. Down to it, if you want a pretty anime with great music, a great story, great characters, cool steampunk French aesthetic, if you like Studio Ghibli, if you like Sherlock, then I think you should check this out. One more thing I want to say that's not spoilery. The cat. Check out the cat for the character design, and you will see why this anime is really cool. The cat is so cool. Like, I love the cat. I'm obsessed with the cat. No, I don't have cats. I have 2 dogs. But the cat's really cute. Like, really, really cute. So go check it out. Okay, now, oh, that's something else I need to mention for the non-spoilery. Okay, back up again. Non-spoilery. Note to self. I liked this anime so much. I was watching it dubbed, and I saw about 5 episodes that were dubbed. And the dub's really good, by the way. And I was like, oh, like, well, after I watched the first 2 episodes and I wasn't that into it, I took a month-long break. I couldn't stop watching. So after I got to episode 5, I was like, well, I guess I could wait until the dub comes out. And I was like, nope, watch the rest of it subbed. Sub was great. Now I'm like so into this show that I want to get the manga and read it. And the only other show I've ever read the manga for so far, after finishing an anime, was Yona of the Dawn, which is a great manga. Like, the anime is good, the manga is really good, really good. It's the only manga I've read so far, so might check out Vanitas also. All right, back to spoilers. So, Vanitas and Jean are very cute together, so we have to talk about that. I'm sorry, Besides not mostly romance, and it's not. There's only like what, 2 episodes with them really, but they're really cute together. I ship it. I hope it like legitimately happens beyond like their date. And it's interesting, you know, because I mean, we don't really know, but she's working for Luca, and the Grand Duke is Luca's uncle. Something's up with Luca's older brother, which is also interesting. So Jean clearly has a very big complication, but then again, so does Vanitas, because he's like part of the Blue Moon vampires, but he still doesn't, we don't know a lot about him. And he seemed to also have a brother or something, a number 71 we heard about in the lab. So I'm very, very curious about that. So they both kind of have this weird background where we don't know a lot about them, and I don't know. I know their background can mess everything up, or they're fighting, or they're bosses, or, well, at least Jean has boss. I don't know about Vanitas. And it says in episode 1 he's gonna die, but I really hope there's like some kind of twist, like he doesn't actually die. So I guess we'll find out. I really liked Noe's relationship with Dominique, but more so Dominique's brother, which I could not remember his name. So let me know if you do in the comments below, but that made me so sad when his brother died. Her brother died, Dominique's brother. And, you know, he was trying to fight his, I guess, literal inner demon, you could call it, or his it's not even like his nature, because this thing that's taking over these vampires is more of a hallucination curse. But whatever it was really sad. His own grandfather kills him, and I know it alludes to his grandfather maybe being the big bad, the main bad who's creating this curse. And that would kind of make sense, because why would your own grandfather observe you? I mean, he could be his grandfather, but I mean one that's not sadistic. Why would they observe you and then basically kill you? That seems like it just seems like a lot. A lot for any grandfather to do. So something's up with that. The teacher is what he called him. So I just feel like that family dynamic with Dominique and the brother and the grandfather and Noe is very, very fascinating, and I hope that they add a ton more of that in season 2 or part 2. I never know if I should call it season 2 or part 2, which I think is coming out in January. That's what I heard, so we'll see. I'm very excited. If you can't tell, might end up reading the manga before then. So okay. And then, okay, someone else interesting, this is random, but I thought that Dante, who's like the ex-assistant, was really funny, and I want to know why he keeps showing up. Like, is he really just concerned about Vanitas? Does he really need money, or is there something more, you know, mysterious going on? That's a theory I have. Like, what if Dante is, you know, into some stuff, some scandalous stuff? Luca's cute. He's a cute kid, and I'm very intrigued to learn more about him and his relationship with his uncle, which seems tense, and his relationship with his brother. It seems like his brother's definitely a curse bearer, but there obviously seems to be more to it than that. And I'm very curious on if it's going to be one of those situations where the Grand Duke or the uncle isn't totally the bad guy, and it's more the teacher, and there's like some kind of behind the scenes tension, or if the teacher and the Duke are working together, or if they're both not great intentions, or, you know, is Vanitas like somehow involved in the original curse? Like, I have so many questions, and I need more answers. So there's that. I think my favorite character personally is, oh gosh, I really like Vanitas, but I think Noe's my favorite. At least right now. So we'll see how that goes. Though I do also really like the cat. Basically, I like everyone in this show. What else do I want to talk about? I was just surprised. I was really surprised by this show. Just, it kind of blew me away because I was thinking, it's very meh. Like, okay, they saved some vampires. But once the thing happened with Dominique and her brother, and they started showing the background of Noe, and then they go to the lab, which I know is later, and we hear about Vanitas' background being studied on, and his reaction was very, I thought, realistic to sort of trauma. And, you know, the fact that he could still sort of pretend or know what his abuser wanted, the scientist, was very interesting. I was very bummed that the scientist got away, by the way. I wanted that guy to go bye-bye. I also love that the religious guy has like a come to vampire moment where like him and Vanitas and, well, him and Noe really become like really good friends. And he's like worried about Vanitas and he's studying in the library and wants to learn about vampires and kind of is like all encapsulated. I thought his character was really funny and I hope we see more of him too. I forget his name, but pretty funny guy. Let's see. And then yeah, Noe and Vanitas are very interesting because like it's kind of like they're friends and they care about each other, but you have this underlying sense that they're like of betrayal because, you know, in the beginning it says Noe kills him and you're like, what the heck? Plus they just, it's like they have sort of almost this love-hate relationship where they're very different but they're similar enough and they seem to have similar goals, but I don't know. Just very interested. So anyways, I think I'm going to stop it here. I might record more, we'll see, but if not, this might be the end. So if you haven't checked out the Case Study of Vanitas, please go check it out because it's awesome and I feel like it's a very good October-y kind of show. It just screams Halloween to me. And if you have seen it, make sure to like warn people that you are putting spoilers in, but you know, let me know your thoughts, your comments, your theories. If you've read the manga, let me know, or sorry, the manga, I always say it wrong. If you've read the manga, let me know what volume I should start with. Should I start with the first volume? Like, am I missing a lot? Or should I start later on, wherever the anime ends, which I have not figured that out yet. All right, thanks for watching. See you guys later.